Jeff, so good to see you. Big Social Security news. Insolvency now projected for 2032. That means your benefit could be cut by 22%. According to a new trustees report, ongoing tax revenue would only cover 78% of scheduled benefits after the trust fund is depleted. So, Jeff, what does that mean? Because a lot of people assume then that in 2032 they'll stop receiving a check, but that's not quite it.
Yep. Hi, Erin. That's right. Social Security is funded mainly from payroll taxes while you're still working, and then once you retire, your taxes become taxable. Your benefits become taxable if they're over a certain level. But historically, for 30 years, Social Security has collected more benefits than they paid out. They built up this big reserve, $2.8 trillion in reserve by 2021. And the reserves invested in government bonds, and so they received some interest income from this as well. But starting in 2021, they started paying out more than they received in income. And so this reserve is being whittled down, and by the year 2032, the reserve is expected to be completely gone. So you'll still have payroll taxes, you'll still have taxes, federal taxes on the Social Security benefits, but they'll only be able to cover about 78% of payments. So the worst case scenario is that your payments would continue, but they could be reduced.
Right. And for the average person, they will probably see a reduction of $500 a month. That's according to the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget. Does this mean then that we should claim as soon as we're able at 62?
So you shouldn't make a big decision like Social Security based on scary headlines.
Yeah.
So it's important to consider, again, the historical context of Social Security and make your best decision for your unique situation. This is not the first time that Social Security's been in trouble, though. So in the 1980s, there was this big, huge funding with crisis with Social Security then, and the fund was about to hit zero at that point. So Congress enacted a law with about 3 months to spare, and President Ronald Reagan signed it into law that saved Social Security at that point. So this 1983 law made big changes. It delayed the cost of living adjustment. It increased payroll taxes from 65 up to age 67, which were phased in over a long period of time, and they're still being phased in today. But it also made part of Social Security taxable. Up to 50% of Social Security benefits would be taxable. And then later in 1993, Bill Clinton bumped that even higher, up to an 85% portion of Social Security would be taxable. But at that time, when they made changes, they protected people that were 55 or older. And I think that's likely what will happen again. There are practically no voters that want Social Security benefits to be cut. And cutting benefits would be really bad for politicians that like to get reelected. So Congress, again, needs to make changes, but the changes keep getting kicked down the road and getting deferred. But they will need to make changes at some point.
Right. For those who think claiming at 62 makes more sense mathematically, of course, the earlier you claim, the less you get, just to point it out to everybody watching. And as you mentioned, though, there are so many solutions to keeping the fund solvent, increasing the retirement age, again, decreasing benefits, increasing payroll tax revenue. Which, if any, of those solutions do you think we'll see?
So this is just my opinion on what the fix might be, but I think they'll do a similar type of thing that they did in 1983. Right now, there's a payroll tax cap. So if you have wages, you pay that 6.2% payroll tax on the first $185,000, and that's likely going to be revised up. They might change the cost of living adjustment for higher earners, change the benefit formula for again likely for higher earners, change that full retirement age again from 67 to 68 or even higher. Or increase the payroll tax rate. Right now it's at 6.2%, and if they bumped that by 1%, that would solve a huge amount of the funding crisis right now. So I think it'd be similar to the 1983 fix. And again, people that are 55 or older are likely would be grandfathered in, and their benefits would be protected.
Yeah. But if you're younger, you might want to start planning now too. So just to kind of reiterate what you've said already, but to explain it, Social Security benefits are funded by payroll tax receipts and the trust fund. So once the trust fund is tapped, the government will only be able to pay benefits equal to incoming payroll tax revenue under current law, meaning that benefits will face cuts without any action by Congress. So I say that because Congress is, of course, very good at doing nothing, it feels like these days. So what do we do now to prepare, and how does this change retirement income planning?
So you really want to make sure that you have a good retirement plan in place. So that would be a good decision tree on when you should start your Social Security benefits, along with your other income sources in retirement.
Right.
So all put in together. Again, if Social Security is cut, which I don't think it would be, you need to have some backup plan with that in place if you're to receive some Social Security benefit cut. I think the best time to start your retirement planning is now, if you haven't already. Make sure that you know the best way to use your retirement nest egg with Social Security and with your other income sources to make sure your money lasts for you and to pay as little taxes as possible. And again, if you're younger than 55, your Social Security benefits are going to be very, very different than what the seniors right now are going to see. And so you need to do some significant planning to make sure that you fill in that gap.
Right. Planning now for what I think will be inevitable, I think it just brings peace of mind, right? That's the whole importance of a plan. So Jeff, if somebody would like to sit down with you, talk through their own unique Social Security claiming strategy, create that plan where Social Security is one part of it, what's the best way to reach you?
Sure. They can give us a call at our office. It's 405-681-9633, or go to our website, gortonfinancial.com. And we're always glad to help.
All right, Jeff, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Erin.